Hey you, I'm recording this video with the intent to share with you possibly the most important thing I can share. I've talked about this before, but not in this way. And the main point is that every one of our problems and every one of our pains are coming from running away from our original pain. Yes, every single one of our pains and problems, new pains and problems, come from running away from an older pain, possibly from when we were children, or even before, if that's even possible. But for sure, in the pre-reflexive period of our life, from 0 to 8 years old or so, in that time, we experienced things that we didn't know how to process. And we just assumed we couldn't handle them, so we let them there storage, feeling like we couldn't. So there was a contraction, a tension that was storage there. Now the rest of our lives, we are living with less smile than we could. We are living, we are living, running away from what we truly are. As they say, running away from our shadow. Now I want you to look at this in a new perspective. What if every single time you could come closer to this pain with what I call fear-hacking attention, fear-hacking intention, fear-hacking action? Basically attention, intention, and action used in a really specific way. And if you want to explore more about it, I'm sure there is a link somewhere around here for a full free workshop. But this is the reason why this video that I recorded only in Spanish at the time, the first one that got kind of viral for me, and it's changing people's perspective and ability to deal with stress and pain and discomfort, because the essence is super simple. Actually, you and me, every single human being, we can realize that when attention comes into our contraction stops being so contracted. It starts being expanding. So pain, discomfort, every negative emotion is really energy contracted. Now when attention comes, attention is also in essence love. And you can try to love only when things are good and nice and flowing. And when we truly expand love is when we love in spite of pain. When we love so fully, so unconditionally, that we love even in touch with pain. We all can do this. I know you can. I know you've done it before. I'm just saying there is no exception. And this is my obsession, and also the fear-hacking method's obsession is effectiveness, is how to find the most simple explanations that are at the same time comprehensive enough. So all this apparent complexity is not disregarded, it's honored, but at the same time finding the simplest way to really have a master key, to open up every single situation, to turn every wall that we find in ourselves and in our lives, inside and outside, into gateways to increasing freedom, to limitless freedom. And you need to do this, I need to do this. If we want to create heaven on earth, if we want to bring true love to every corner of this planet and to every corner of your life and my life. Every time we are running away from fear, from pain, fear is just the cover up, the lid to that storage of pain. We are creating more trouble. We are creating more pain for ourselves and for others. And I want to tell you a story that explains this, and then I want to invite you to comment and engage in this discussion. It could be any example, like every experience of pain that I have ever lived. It could be an example of this, but the one that is coming for me is one that I haven't shared before, and it's about 6 years ago already, in 2015. I was married to an incredible woman that I thought I will spend the rest of my life with. And one afternoon she took me to our garden, looked at me with her beautiful big green eyes and said, and I've explained this part before, but not the part that is coming now. She looked into my eyes and said, I love you and we are done. And that started that tsunami that has shown me so much, and it has taken me exactly to where I am right now in front of you. It has pushed me to follow myself instead of try to please others, because I discovered right there that, and in the next few weeks after that event, that trying to please others, trying to adapt to make things work wasn't working. So I started to follow myself, which is one of my biggest invitations for everyone. But what I haven't shared before is that just a few months ago, I was hanging out with a gang of other conscious, vulnerable humans, men in this case, hero like you and me, whether you are a hero or a heroine. That hero said, I broke up with my partner 12 months ago and I still don't know why. And boom, in that moment it hit me. I didn't know neither, and it was already years ago that I broke up with who was gonna be my wife. So what's important in that story is that until that moment, every time anyone will ask me, how is she doing, or how are you doing about her? Even years after, I will perceive that there was still a contraction or a pain inside of me. And I was surprised. And in that moment, hearing that other man, I realized, wow, I still don't know neither why we broke up. And in looking closer to my pain and breathing more to feeling more instead of less, a bubble of clarity came up. That contraction was because I was trying to close the doors to that relationship in that phase of my life. And I discovered in that moment of more honesty and more openness that what I truly wanted is to keep my doors wide open to her and to absolutely every human being that I have ever connected with and I have ever loved, no matter how much the relationship has transformed. And maybe one of those human beings is you. So I'm not saying the relationship needs to keep the same, but my doors can stay open. And this story may apply literally to you or not, but it applies to absolutely every story where we are running away from pain, as I was doing without even realizing it, instead of running towards pain to discover more clarity, more love, more clarity, and more congruent actions. And since then, I can talk about it with way more love, with way more freedom, with way more gratitude, relate to her and to every human that I have loved with so much more openness. And that's a blessing for myself and for everyone else that I hang out with. So I would love to hear your comments and your questions, if there is any. I would love to answer them as well as I can. And please share this with other human beings that you think will feel inspired by this, or may need to hear this. We don't know how much impact an inspirational, a movie message can have in someone else. So follow your gut in that. In everything, and in this, and in everything, devour your fears, your excuses, follow yourself, follow your gut, follow your heart, and live your purpose. Live the life you dream. Be the change you want to see.
It's a strange world.